Elephant Man Podcast Network, grown man conversation dealing with elephants in the room. It's your man DB. Like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell when we get new materials out. What's going on, everybody? Blessings to all the kinfolk. Salama, CME, Shalom. With the blessings to everybody. So almost getting dark, and they're gonna jump off the sparks in a minute. What's going on, man? Good to see and good to hear from everybody. I just got a few things to share with you guys today. And don't forget, on Tuesday, we're going to have Brother Karis Copeland and Robert in the building, 7:30 Central. Karis Copeland and Robert Callahan. You do not want to miss that, because when those two guys get together, and I got a chance to get both of them together on the same platform, same day, it's going to be very, very interesting. All right, good evening. Yes, see me. Yes. I'm not stop your festivities or anything like that. I just wanted to share a few things, man. And I didn't see nobody was on today or whatever. I wanted to just share a few videos and a few scriptures, a few things like that. I'm gonna start off with before I do that, I'm gonna show this one little video, Oh, Shalom, fam. Shalom. Yes, sir. All right, so I'm going to show this one little video, and then we're going to get into some scriptures. Then we're going to get off here, because I got to build a box. And shout out to everybody who's helped doing the gardening and stuff, up your garden. Hopefully that your garden is overflowed with fruits and vegetables and anything else that you're planting, herbs and spices or whatever. But I want to show you guys this video, the 4th of July video. And some people give not pushback, but people really defend the 4th of July. You know what I mean? But we are free. We are in this country. We are, quote unquote, free to a specific. We're not locked up in chains, chattel slavery. But I always say this: you can celebrate what you want. I'm not trying to pee on your parade. Celebrate what you want, how you want, when you want. But I always think of this. What were we doing as a people on July 4th, 1776? What were we doing, right? And some people say, oh, let it be bygone, don't worry about it. You can do what you want. It's not pagan, okay? It's not pagan, all right? But it is cultural, right? It is very cultural. But in July 4th, 1776, sorry to say, we were still locked up in chains. So while they was celebrating liberty and freedom and different things like that, we were still locked in chains. Now, we're not bitter. We're not mad. We're not the angry black man, angry black woman. It is what it is. So these landmarks and things that are set up, they mean one thing to one person and then something to another person, right? And so we just got to just really, really think about it, really reflect on it. And I know that, we assimilate to any culture. We've been here for almost 400 years, and we assimilate to any culture they put before us. But I want to share this one little video. Then I'm going to read some scriptures, and then I'm going to share a few things about Juneteen. Now, I know Juneteen already happened and everything like that, but I want to share some. All right. I don't know what happened. Somebody up there just cut him off, John. Anyway, I'm going to share a screen. I got the video opened up anyway because I knew that was going to probably happen. But check this video out. It's very, very interesting. Check it out.
What to my people is the 4th of July? My people who are failed every day by every country, sleepless in the long night, terrorized by fireworks, we who have cried salt baths for our kin. Look at all we have borne for you. Arms, armistice, the sweetest fruits, flesh of children, hidden away from the ugly summer of their own blood. We are on the front lines. Help me, tell me, what do we tell the children of your 4th of July? What is death to a daughter? What is river to a sea? Where is the country where my people are safe? Ancestors, set the table, send dream mares in high supply, too heavy, too spent, too hot to cook. No promise beyond the sparkly, simple bombs. Keep your holiday, your hunger, the blood in your teeth. Police parade down streets, proud descendants of the slave patrol, a theater of denial, a propaganda pageant, and we are on the front lines. All summer, my uncle can't sleep, and he was born free, and he ain't never been. We deserve a break. We deserve to laugh, talk, and scream. Every day I'm waiting for rain. Some indication that this land I'm set to die on will grow good enough to deserve me. Where is it, this country that deserves us? What do we name it? What is its 4th of July? How do I tell my children there is blue sky up there? Life threw a brick through my window of opportunity. How dare I tell my children there is free? This day should be quiet. Every head lowered into the pages of history. It was illegal for us to read, and then we read the laws. The laws were illegal. Turned horses into squad cars, hounds into warrants. What to us is your 4th of July? Halos and kinks of fire, a middle finger, an ugly foil, a rain, a joke, where we are the punchline. A lie. Until you make it otherwise.
Wow. Wow. Trying to stop it. Whoa. When I seen that little video, it was kind of interesting. Now, some people might look at that. Let me stop this next video playing. Look at that and say, man, they're just angry. They're always angry. They just need to just go down, sit down somewhere. Shalom, Joel's daughter. Shalom. Salama family. Good to see you. Shalom, fam. Good to see everybody. Yeah, that was powerful. Yeah, that was very, very powerful. And it's not to put salt in the wound. It's not to have a guilt trip. It's not to do that. These are sobering times. You know what I mean? Even the thing that happened at like 9/11. You know, it's like never forget, right? It's like some memorial. It's like things that happen every year. And so even if things were getting better or people try to make amends, then I can see. But you can see even 2021, man, it's still a trip. It is a long way to where we came from, right? Some people might say you just race baiting and you starting crap and you just an angry person. No, I'm not. I'm just saying we gotta live into the reality of what's really going on. And even I had some people talking about even with the whole Juneteen thing when they were saying, well, we want the anti-lynching. Like that should be a given, right? The anti-lynching so people that can't get hanged, that should be a given. That should just be automatically just, passed. I mean, you shouldn't hem and haw over that, right? And a lot of other different things that's going on in our country, man. And to be like, okay, we just going to just come together, put everything down, and just everybody just hold hands and get a hamburger, I don't know, man. I just think that people need to address these different issues and not diverge, right? Given Juneteenth, some people even look at that when they were saying that Juneteenth was divergent to the real issues that's going on. You know what I mean? Changing the name of Washington Redskins to the Washington Washington team or whatever. Uncle Ben's off of a box, Aunt Your Mama off a box. All these different things are divergence to the real issue that's going on. Joel's daughter, let's see what she's saying right here. This is true. Israel's reality in this country. People don't want to hear the truth. Yes. Oh, Shelly Murphy, Salama family, Shelly. Yeah, that is the truth. And people look like it's a bearer of bad news or just starting stuff, and that's not it, man. But people, they benefit off of our trauma, right? The trauma film is a multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar industry, right? And it seems like it's not trying to really make amends. You know what I mean? And so we got to really care for one another. You know what I mean? We got to really care for one another if we want change. I'm going to share this thing about the Juneteenth. I know it's not Juneteenth for everybody who's super 4th of July now. Then I'm going to share some scriptures and I'm going to pray and we're going to get off of here. All right, so this was a Juneteenth. I was supposed to, a presentation I was supposed to do, but I didn't do it. Pros, cons, and pushbacks, right? We're going to give a little history about it. Not to put no shade on the 4th, but, you know, why we do it. Juneteenth flag represented by LG Graph represents African-American history and their freedom. The bursting new star stands for the state flag of Texas with freedom and new people. The red, white, and blue colors remind that all African slaves and their descendants are Americans. Okay, so that's the Juneteenth flag. Juneteenth, a blend of words of June and 19th. Again, track with me. I'm going somewhere with this. I know it's the 4th of July. I know Juneteenth happened. Track with me because I am going somewhere with this. Celebrates the end of enslavement in America, also known as America's second Independence Day, Emancipation Day. Juneteenth, Independence Day, the Black Independence Day. Juneteenth honors enslaved people, African American heritage, and many contributors that Black people have made to the United States, right? And so, even right now, with they think it's a revising of history. With the different things that we're trying to pass and the different things we're trying to add and take away from history. We want the truth, right? It's not to throw shade on nobody and no group of people, but if a person invented something, they should get credit for it, right? If a person discovered something, they should get credit for it and not taken away from them, okay? History of Juneteenth. Now, this is important because I'm going somewhere. Listen, when President Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1st, 1863, the enslavement of African people ended in the states controlled by the Confederacy. But it wasn't until the 13th Amendment was ratified in December 1865 that slavery was finally abolished in the United States. However, many Black Americans' life remained the same. Enslaved people in border states were not free for all their practical purposes. Neither were those in the Confederate States until the Union Army entered. So slavery had ended, and a lot of people still was getting free labor, right? Many enslaved Africans had no idea that President Lincoln had even signed the Emancipation Proclamation. In Texas, one of our last states to rely financially on enslaved human beings, more than 2.5 years passed before the enslaved people received their freedom. So they got 2.5 years of free labor. That's the reason why this is called He Came to Set the Captives Free, right? We can be bound by something, and Yahushua said, I come to set the captives free. A lot of times we're bound by different things that we don't even need to be bound by, but I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. Juneteenth commemorates the date of June 19, 1865, when General Gordon Granger arrived at Galveston, Texas. Shout out to my peeps down in Galveston, to demand the enslaved people there to be free. Until that time, the Union Army had not sufficient strength to enforce the emancipation of the approximately 250,000 Black people enslaved in Texas, right? So the army wasn't strong enough and the news didn't get down there. So the people in Texas knew, the slave owners knew, but they just kept on working, you know what I mean? That's why it's good to be up, understand and know different things, right? Okay. So this is the letter. I'm going to read this and then I'm going to go back. The General Granger arrived to read the General Order Number 3. This is the General Order Number 3. This is what he did. He read this to all of the slaves and the slave owners a lot in Texas. The people of Texas are informed that in accordance with the proclamation from the executive of the United States, all slaves are free. This involves the absolute equality of personal rights and rights of property between former masters and slaves, and the connection hereto existing between them becomes that between employer and hired labor, right? The freedom are advised to remain quietly at their present homes and work for wages. So they was like, okay, you're no longer going to work for free, but you're going to work for wages. You know what I mean? And but they that ended up being a nightmare too, because a lot of these slaves worked because they was a labor force, right? They knew how to pick the tobacco, pick the cotton, work the machines. They was a labor force, and so a lot of the slave owners promised to give them a certain wage, you know, sharecropping and different things like that, and some of them didn't get paid what they was promised. Following Granger's announcement, the formerly enslaved Black Americans broke into celebration. Today, the celebration is said to be the oldest Black American holiday. The newly emancipated people celebrated their freedom and exercised their rights by buying land across Texas. Now, I didn't even know that. That tripped me out. I'm like, how they buy land across Texas? You know, how they buy some land across Texas? Buying land across Texas, namely Emancipation Park in Houston, Booker T. Washington Park in Mexia, and Emancipation Park in Austin. Okay, that's a family, you know, that used to be enslaved, and they got some nice outfits and looking pretty cool. Pretty cool. So I think that was, Equinox Walker, Salama. Yeah. So who the sun sets free is free indeed. We don't have to walk around bound. We don't have to walk around sad. Sometimes, you know, that's why the enemy like to keep us in darkness. The enemy like to keep the truth from us, so we can't walk around blind and in darkness. I'm going to share this right now. I'm going to read that Luke 4. I'm going to share this screen real quick. Share your screen. Tab. Luke 4. And this just reminded me of this scripture right here. And Yahushua returned in the power of the Spirit into Galilee. And there went out a fame of him throughout all the region round about. And he taught in their synagogues, being glorified of all. And he came to Nazareth, where he had been brought up. And as his custom was, he went to the synagogue on the Sabbath day and stood up for to read. And there was delivered unto him the book of the prophet Isaiah. And when he had opened the book, he found a place where it was written, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he has anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor. He has set me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives, the recovering of sight to the blind, to set at liberty all them that bruise, to preach the acceptable year of the Lord." So I just think that's very, very amazing. He said, the Spirit of the Lord is upon me, when the Ruach HaKodesh is upon you, right? To preach the gospel to the poor. And that not just mean poor in finances, but it also is also included poor in finances, right? Oh, I should have made it bigger, seeing my face on there. but that also means poor in spirit, right? He have sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to preach deliverance to the captives. You're delivered. You're free. He preached deliverance to the captives, right? And so sometimes when people preach the good news, they preach with ulterior motives. They preach not so people can be free, right? They preach that people might gaslight you and add and take away from the word. You know what I mean? But Yahushua said he preached this deliverance to the captives. And it almost remind me of 2.5 years they were supposed to be free. Can you imagine that? 2.5 years bound to a situation, and you didn't get the word that you were supposed to be free. And that's what happens even in deliverance and deliverance services. You know, he said, "Come learn of me." He said, "My yoke is easy, my burden is light." He said, "Cast your cares upon me, because I care for you." And we carry around weights. We carry around different yokes and burdens that we don't even have to carry around. He come to set the captives free, like he said right here. Recovering the sight to the blind, not just natural blindness, but spiritual blindness as well, right? That awakening. You know, we praying for our people, and it's awakening, right? So they're not awakening to a nightmare, but they're awakening to a support system. So I'm thankful for all those who are awakening. This is Yah's doing when he is awakening his people, at the end of the 400 years. Blindness was on the Hebrews until the fullness of the Gentiles came in, right? And now he's awakening his people. A lot of people have been awakening since like 2015, 16, and 17. And they're awakening to who they are. And people say it don't matter. If it didn't matter, then he wouldn't awaken his people. Amen. So, and he set liberty to them that are bruised, right? So he's setting liberty to those who are bruised, who are downtrodden, who are hurt, right? You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to read also Galatians 5:1. Stand fast, therefore, in the liberty wherewith Christ hath made us free, and be not entangled again with the yoke of bondage. Man, let me project that. That is dope. That's it right there. Salama Equinox Walker, Salama Shelley Murphy, Joe's daughter, Tika Ya Banks. Blessings. Man, let me project that. And then y'all can go back to hold on. This is powerful to me. Okay, am I showing my face too? Okay, good. Just only showing that. Stand fast, therefore, in the liberty wherewith Yahushua HaMashiach, the Christ, has made us free, and be not entangled again with the yoke of bondage. How can we be entangled again with the yoke of bondage? I think it's in the mind, it's in the will, it's in the emotion. And when he said, cast your cares upon him because he cared for you, right? And we turn around and we take it again by worrying, fear, doubt, playing out all of the outcomes in our head that is other than victorious. We can be entangled again with the yoke of bondage, right? We can be entangled again like that. So we got to be free. It's a certain liberty. It's a certain grace that we operate in. Even as his people are awakening. It's a certain liberty that they're working in. Okay, and then John 8:32. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. And I think about those enslaved in Galveston, Texas. Once they found out and heard that truth, they was free, right? And the one thing that's very, very interesting when it comes to this, let me stop this. Big Red in the building, shalom. One thing that makes this about being very, very interesting is we was looked upon as property. So I'm hoping my mic ain't too loud. I'll try to turn it down so this thing can go. We looked upon as property. So when a lot of the slaves had to leave, they got reparations per se. They got monies. They got funding because you lost. You fell upon hardship because your slaves are gone. You know what I mean? But then 1865, a lot of the slaves didn't know where to go. They didn't really have nowhere to go. They tried to make it. They was promised 40 acres of mules and $100, but then they thought about it, and they was like, man, they are the labor force, right? They outnumber a lot of us, right? If we give them the land, 40 acres of mule and $100, within less than 10 years, they will wipe out all competition. Within less than 10 years, right? And it's some backbiting and tailbearing, but for the most part, we was together, and we didn't know who was our brother or who was our sister. That's where we get the term, hey, brother, what's up, sister? You know what I mean? We don't know brother or sister. So that's why we, brother, sister, you know what I mean? Because families are broke apart. You know what I'm saying? Your sister might be at a whole other different plantation. So when they was free and they would run across each other, they would say, brother, sister. That's the truth. That's the truth. Look that up. It's very interesting. So that's why we call brothers or sisters and stuff like that. That's one of the reasons. But they had to think about that. 40 acres, a mule, and $100. They're going to wipe us out. You know what I'm saying? So I tell you what, we'll keep the land. We'll keep everything. Since you know how to work already, we'll put you on the cash register at Walmart. I mean, we'll put you back on the field, whatever. And no dig at anybody if you work at Walmart. I'm just saying. But we'll put you'll be the labor force, and then we'll own it. We'll give you a wage, right? And sometimes they'll pay the wage, or sometimes they won't always pay the wage that they said they were going to pay him. But the work was already done. So what you going to do to him? Who you going to tell? The slave patrol. So anyway, man, I don't want to start no trouble, but I think that is very, very important. Again, 4th of July is not pagan, right? Like some of the other ones. Some people will do that. Again, if you want to celebrate it, go right on ahead and do what you got to do. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, it makes me think, some people say, are you doing too much? But I say, no, what were we doing July 4th, 1776? We were still bound. We still had issues. We still had stuff going on. That's why you should really look up that Frederick Douglass, what is the 4th to a slave? Read it. I read it every year on the 4th. It's very, very sobering. It's very, very sobering. It's so we're not troublemakers. We're not starting trouble. Like, he's going to do a show on the 4th about the 4th. No, I'm not dogging the 4th. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? And I think that's very, very interesting when they were saying that Juneteenth could have been a pacifier, because we got so many issues on the table, and then they turned around and made it into a law and federal holiday. And so I think they're going to be giving certain days off and time and a half. You know how they do for the other holidays. And then they have 14 people that vote against it. And then they was focusing on them and focusing on Candace Owens. And I said, no, that's a distraction. Oh, that's a distraction, man. They playing mind games out here, But Yah said, vengeance is mine. He's going to do it. He's going to repay. And he said, we'll have no other God before him. No other father, no other Abba before him. Right? So he's going to do the work. He's going to do the thing. The 400 years is up. And we just praying. We walk circumspectly. We live our lives circumspect. We do what we got to do. You know what I mean? We don't take vengeance in our own hand. What we going to do? You know what I mean? And this kind of crazy notion that we thinking somebody have weapons and tanks and AR-15s and think that they're going to protect themselves. But when y'all say it's up, it's up. I don't care what you got. He said some may trust in horses, some may trust in chariots. That was the tanks and the big things that we said, but we will trust in the name of our Yah. You know what I mean? And so, I mean, we're not walking in bitterness. We're not walking in anger. We're walking in truth. You know what I mean? And it's not doing too much. So you will have family and friends around you that might spaz a little bit, that might not understand, and that's okay. You know what I mean? But stand strong in the liberty that I am free. I am free to choose not to do it. But see, and that's one thing, another thing too, and I'm going to close on now. We are free to choose, right? I thought we was free to choose, and I choose not to celebrate. You get all kind of names and get called everything. I'm like, wait a minute. I thought you said I was free to choose, but if I don't choose your way, then I'm not free. I don't get it. I thought we was free to choose or whatever. But one thing about the kingdom that we're learning, and the Ruach is showing me this, there is one king, there is one Abba, right? He's the king. And the system that we're brought up in, anybody that's watching from the U.S., we got a democracy system, majority rules type. Well, it's not really a democracy. You know, I believe in the hidden, I don't want to get into that, but the, you know, behind the scenes. But we got a quote unquote democracy set up where it's like, okay, majority rule, but Abba rules. So we look out a lot of times and we say, oh, they doing it, he doing it, she doing it, that everybody doing it, then it must mean that it's all, you know. But no, I don't care if everybody on it. I don't care if everybody on it. If y'all say it's good, it's good. If y'all ain't with it, y'all not with it. And a lot of things, when we growing in this relationship with Abba the Father, he'll let us know, hey, I like this, but I don't like that. And I'm not saying that about the fourth, but I'm saying if we're in a relationship with the Abba Yah, right, then we want to please him, or don't we? Or we in it for ourselves? He's just a Santa Claus and just, you know, helping us get to our American dream. I think that American dream messed us up too. That's a whole other show. That American dream kind of messed us up, man, because we don't work together. You know what I mean? We all, we say unity, but we need to work together better because you got something I need, I got something you need, and it might not even be monetary. You might have a connection. You might have a resource that I need, and I got something that you need, and we can do a lot more together than we can apart. So that's that American dream and capitalism mindset really messed us up. It really messed us up. So we could do more together than we can apart, because everybody don't do the same thing. Like I'm into the gardening right now and growing the food before the so-called food shortage happened. I said, man, I need to learn this. I want our people to know how to grow fruits and vegetables. Not just our people, but be able to share in the market. You know what I mean? Not just be a consumer. That's one thing that's pretty interesting. We're consumers. We need to be producers and consumers, right? Not just consumers. Because if we just consume, then we dependent upon a producer. But if we produce, then we'll be able to barter, trade, sell, and we can be in there as well. Let's see what Equinox said right here before we get off. And I always tell my family, if it was easy and we were rich, had all the carnal desires, what would that teach us to rule for eternity? Absolutely. Say that again. Come on, man. You ain't preaching. We walk in the Ruach, blessed by Yah and Yeshua. Oh, man. Man, Equinox Walker, you hit it right on the head. Salama Akita. Thank you. Tika Yah, always a blessing. Always a blessing to see you. So I didn't even plan this show, but I just wanted to just get on here and just talk about that. You know what I mean? Again, it's not pagan. You want to do it. But it just always make me think about it. And it's way a lot better than chattel slavery. I'm not saying it is, but you can tell we in 2019, it's supposed to be so much more being done. I would believe so. And if you're really sorry, like you say, and I'm really apologetic, and man, I apologize, then do something about that. Help us out. You know what I'm saying? Man, start with the anti-lynching bill. That should be a no-brainer. Like, they don't even use, but they still use it, but they still hang people here and there. And they say, what happened? I don't know. He committed suicide. So he climbed up in the tree, threw a rope around his neck and just jumped. Now, you can't do that, but that's a lot of suicides going on lately by rope. You know what I mean? Grabbing folk and taking them in the backwoods and never seeing them again. So we praying, man. You know what I mean? We praying for that bully spirit. You know what I mean? That's just crazy. So we got to get that. Oh, what's going on? Black Tastics in the building. Nah, man, we're just sharing. I didn't know you were on live tonight. I wasn't going live tonight, man. I was not. I was supposed to be in my yard. It's purple outside. I got a little bit of time to water the grass, And oh wait. So I just came on real quick to talk about the show on Tuesday because I got both the brothers coming on Tuesday, Karis and Robert. I mean, the internet might melt, man. We got both of them brothers coming home. It's going to get real interesting. So I was just talking about if you celebrated, okay, it's all good. But why? Because in July 4th, 1776, we were still in chains. And some people say, oh, just forget about it. And we assimilate to every culture so quick, right? We just assimilate to every culture so quick. And so I was just sharing that. And then I just shared a few things about the Juneteenth. I know Juneteenth happened. I know some people think Juneteenth is to try to appease us. You know what I mean? And you don't have to wait till they make it a law. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So I don't know. That's the only thing about it, And also subscribe to the other channel, Elephant Man Garden Farming Network. It only got like 5 videos on there, but we're gonna do more. We're gonna get more resources on building, gardens and farms and growing and different things like that. And so it's an exhaustive study, right? There's many ways to skin a cat. So it's not well, this is the only way how you plan it. Well, if you get success and I'm getting success and we're doing it 2 different ways, then my God, put both of them ways up there. Feel me? And so, yeah. So Elephant Man Podcast Network, Grown Man Conversations, dealing with, Black Tax, shalom, brother. Grown Man Conversations, dealing with elephants in the room. I really didn't see a lot of folk on today, but it's very, very interesting. Let's play that video one more time before we leave. It's not going to probably not even play. Let me see, can I get it to play?
What to my people is the 4th of July? My people who are failed every day by every country, sleepless in the long night, terrorized by fireworks. We who have cried salt baths for our kin. Look at all we have borne for you. Arms, armistice, the sweetest fruits, flesh of children, hidden away from the ugly summer of their own blood. We are on the front lines. Help me, tell me, what do we tell the children of your 4th of July? What is death to a daughter? What is river to a sea? Where is the country where my people are safe? Ancestors, set the table, send dream mares in high supply, too heavy, too spent, too hot to cook. No promise beyond the sparkly, simple bombs. Keep your holiday, your hunger, the blood in your teeth. Police parade down streets, proud descendants of the slave patrol, a theater of denial, a propaganda pageant, and we are on the front lines. All summer my uncle can't sleep and he was born free, and he ain't never been. We deserve a break. We deserve to laugh, talk shit, and scream. Every day I'm waiting for rain. Some indication that this land I'm set to die on will grow good enough to deserve me. Where is it, this country that deserves us? What do we name it? What is its 4th of July? How do I tell my children there is blue sky up there? Life threw a brick through my window of opportunity. How dare I tell my children there is free? This day should be quiet. Every head lowered into the pages of history. It was illegal for us to read, and then we read the laws. The laws were illegal. Turned horses into squad cars, hounds into warrants. What to us is your 4th of July? Halos and cakes of fire, a middle finger, an ugly foil, a rain, a joke, where we are the punchline. A lie. Until you make it otherwise.
Wow. Whew. That's crazy. Elephant Man Podcast Network, Grown Man Conversation, dealing with elephants in the room. Make sure you join us Tuesday. Like I said, we got Karis and Robert in the building. Also, Thursday. Oh God, well, just slipped my mind. Man, why can't I get it? I'm sorry, guys. 714 movement. Sign up for it. Sister Shonda at large, 714 movement. Text Israel Life to 833-587-0213. You'll get on the mailing list. It's all free. And then when we have when we get on every other Thursday, you'll be able to come in there and see what's going on, man. So come check it out. It's been very, very blessed. And hopefully you guys have, relax, enjoy yourself, be safe. And till then, let me show you I think I showed y'all the Elephant Man Garden Farm Network logo intro. My son says it's kind of corny, but check it out. It's like talk show, right? Let's check it out. My son's dogged it out, but it's supposed to be like a show. It is a show. So support our sister Shonda. Yes, please support our sister Shonda. She's working very, very hard, and she got some good stuff coming up. 714. She's going to launch the website on 7/14 of this month. It's going to be a blessing. Oh, cool. I'm glad you like that. That's cool. So let's support one another. We could do more together than we can apart. erase that whole American dream thing. I'm not saying not dream. I'm not saying not to have no small business. I'm not saying not to do any of that stuff. But you know what? I've been seeing a lot. People saying we coming together, but it'd be a low key competition. I'm like, are y'all coming together or y'all competing against each other? You know, and it's okay to have a nice to have somebody to make you aspire to do better, and but I'm saying, man, y'all don't look like y'all working together. Y'all ain't sharing the recipes. Vet 78, Shalom. Okay, Akita, what do you say right here? You're ready for the Home and Garden Network? Yeah, I'm trying to see what's going on with it, man. And so what I want different recipes, different way to grow different fruits and vegetables. It's a science, really. I love it. I'm telling you, I really, really love it. It's a science to it, because one thing will flourish and grow all big, and then one won't grow at all. It'll turn into a brown twig. So you got to go back to the drawing board, because every plant needs certain things, but every plant don't need the same thing. Just like when Yahushua said, "I'll make you fishers of men," right? Everybody different. Or you going fishing for those who fish. You got different baits, right? So this one might need full sun. This plant partial sun. This plant need a whole bunch of water, right? This plant, if you put too much water, you drown the roots, right? And then the soil got to have a certain amount of things going on in the soil. So I'm like, wow, why did I get one little tiny something that big, and something else is real, real big. So it's a science and a learning experience. So if you guys do that stuff, then let me know. We can network. I'm in the Northwest Indiana, Chicagoland area. I can tell you where I live at. We ain't doing all that. But if you stay in the area or abroad or wherever, we can network and see what it is. Big Red, you down there in Florida. You got a good growing season down there. A good growing cycle down there. Y'all got a longer season. Our season is short. I'm not going to another show, but our season goes from first frost, probably first weekend in May, to, I don't know, October a little bit. Some of your cooler crops can go October. Your greens, your brassicas, your Brussels sprouts, your cabbage, that kind of stuff can go to. Then it starts getting cold. Woo! Everything get wiped out after a while. So everything grows in a certain season. But Florida, y'all get more, rain and more rain. Oh yeah, yeah. That's why they can grow stuff like oranges and citrus, and y'all have all kind of stuff down there, man. You too, Black Tastic. You got a nice growing season too. I don't know what area y'all in. I think we're 5A or 6A. I think we 5. We 5 up here. So yeah, man. Yeah, yep. You're right. So yeah, man, we're gonna get everybody on here and see what's going on. Enjoy yourself and be safe. And look, man, it be sound like Iraq out there, man. These half-stick of dynamites, I'm like, that's legal? Boom! I'm like, oh man, you hopefully, man, whew, it gets real out there, because Indiana you can't have fireworks, but I'm not sure for Illinois anymore, right? They used to come over here and get fireworks, but boy, they blowing up the block. I'm telling you. And it just ain't on the 4th. They blowing up on the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, the 1st. They blowing, as soon as July hit, they blowing it. Oh, I'm like, man, they got a lot of money, man. That job getting more and more expensive. Hey, what's going on? Blessings. Just say, hey, Facebook user. Blessings. Yeah, okay, we gonna get off here. I'm got a little daylight out here. I'm gonna water my grass. We had a 80 or 91 degree day up here in Northwest Indiana. I know that's nothing to my southern folks. Y'all be getting that on. That's y'all January. So I had to come into a room and record different because my son be screaming and hollering. He be playing the game and and I went all that in my recording. So I said, let me go in my room and record my live. But I hope everybody doing well. Again, join us on Tuesday, 7:30 Central. I know Karis is in the Tampa Bay area, but I got to ask Robert where he's at. And we got some good stuff we're gonna talk about. All right, so Elephant Man Podcast Network, Grown Man Conversation, dealing with evidence in the room. Let's see that intro one more time. Right. Feel like Martha Stewart. No, not Martha Stewart's cousin, Jimmy Stewart or somebody. No, I don't know who that is. All right, so Elephant Man Podcast Network. Holla at y'all one. Perfect.